There are a lot of accomplishments in this world that you can achieve, but in my opinion, the Triple Crown of hiking goes above and beyond most accomplishments. Our guest today on the Hiker Spotlight, Craig Johnston, also known as High Life, has achieved that. Unfortunately, however, that's not where Craig Johnston gained his notoriety. He was involved in a very racially motivated incident in Damascus with the owners of Hey Joe's. Today on the Hiker Spotlight, we will talk to Craig Johnston about that incident and his hiking career, and most importantly, what he's doing now, his photography. So tonight on the Hiker Spotlight, we have Craig Johnston, also known as High Life. This is Teardrop, and welcome to New to the Wild. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. It is the next episode of the Hiker Spotlight. Today, we have a man, and I'm sure you guys all know, is Craig Johnston. And Craig has recently became notarized by an incident that happened in Damascus, and we will get to that. But first and foremost, Craig, I want to say thank you for being here, man. Thank you. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's not a problem at all. So with all that being said, right now you're hiking southbound on the Appalachian Trail. Am I right?
I am. I'm on my third flip-flop.
Shit! Excuse me. I don't normally cuss on these interviews, but man, that is an amazing, man. Your third flip-flop.
Yeah.
How are you holding up right now?
I'm tired. I did 24 miles today. And I made a big Fontana. So.
Fontana. Are you at the lodge?
Yeah, I'm up at the village. Yeah.
Yeah, they won't see this until Tuesday. So just in case people are trying to harass, you ain't gonna see it. But so
you're long gone.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I love the lodge. It is a little expensive. Last time I was there, it was like $75, $100. So I know how it could be.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, man. Before we get into some of the things you're doing currently, I'd like to ask you about your hiking career, because I know you gained notoriety of this incident that happened in Damascus. But before that, you have hiked a lot of stuff. You're a triple crowner, man. Tell us about it.
I am. I started in 2007 on 3 days planning. I never thought I'd be a thru hiker at all, just getting on the trail to get away from things. And when I made it to the top, I decided that I would flip back to Harper's Ferry and hike to Georgia. And that's kind of been my MO. Not much planning and just go for it. So this is my third time doing the AT, and also done the Pacific Crest Trail northbound, and the Continental Divide north.
How long have you been hiking, man? I mean, how old are you, and how long have you been hiking?
Through hiking?
Just hiking in general. I mean,
I didn't start hiking until I was like 27, about 17 years ago. I did some winter hiking because I worked at an EMS gear shop. I don't know if you've heard of EMS.
Yeah.
They kind of go in Eastern Mountain Sports. It's a New England company. I believe they're based in Peterborough. And they wanted to get me out. It happened to be winter, so I got trained in winter hiking back then. And I didn't start summer hiking until a few years later, and then up on the AT in 2007.
So what got you into hiking?
I always admired like the mountains and stuff, and I just went for it. You know, I had never done it before I ended up at the AT.
Excellent. So prior to the AT, now you've been everywhere. This is your third flip flop through the AT. Am
That's
I right?
Correct.
So that would mean you're sixth time hiking the AT, essentially.
Well, no, I did 2007, I did the flip flop. 2008, I did Harper's Ferry, Rangeley, Maine. It was kind of like a one-off. I didn't have any money. And I didn't hike at all for 3 years. Right. Then I came out, flipped the AT a second time, and then back to back to back. So it was 11 on the AT, 2012, PCT, 2013, CDT. Yeah.
I appreciate you taking the time, man, because I know how it is when you're hiking. When you get trail town time, The last thing you want to do is talk to somebody. You just want to kind of chill and drink some beer or whatever. You know what I mean? And I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Being here.
Also, yeah, it was a good place to kind of get people to know me. So.
Yeah, and Fontana. First of all, Fontana Village has got some good internet. I've drank in front of Fontana, the little general store, a lot. so I know how good the coverage is there. Let me ask you something, man. What's your favorite hiking moment through all of this? Is it on the PCT? Is it on the AT?
I think it was the CPT when I went off the trail in the Wind River Range, and I went into Pickcomb Basin and climbed over Bonnie Pass at 13,000 feet. Dropped down onto the Dinwiddie Glacier, and I bagged Gannett Peak, the highest mountain in Wyoming. And then I went on to actually climb onto the physical divide and walk the divide down to Lake. So that was pretty cool because it was off trail and it was kind of bushwhacking, type of thing. So that's pretty incredible.
That's an amazing. Let me ask you, what's your favorite hiking area? Like the area that if you had to go back to several times, you'd go back and say, yeah, that's where I want to hike.
Well, I'm from New England, so I always go back to the White.
I don't blame you.
It's a 2.5-hour drive to Notch for me, and there's nothing better than Franconia Ridge over from Little Haystack, Lafayette, and then down. It's an easy hike. It's a lot of fun.
Now, I've been following you for a while since all this Damascus stuff came out, and you've been making some serious miles. So I'm impressed by all that. Right now, let me ask you something because we're gonna touch on Damascus soon because we have to. But I'd like people to know about you, the man and the professional, before we get into the controversy. You know what I mean? And so, let me ask you something. You've been through all of this. What is your worst hiking area? What's your worst hiking experience?
Oh, I could say Damascus, but to be honest, I mean, that's a small moment in a lot of hiking.
Right. Yeah, you can't. Damascus can't be it. I mean, you've hiked thousands of miles. That can't be it.
I had a stress fracture on the PCT. There's a lot of trying to think, like, what is the worth? This might take a minute. The worst, like, experience.
Just the worst. Yeah, the worst moment. Yeah, I guess I would say the worst experience.
I would have to say having a stress fracture on the PCT, I had to go 100 miles off the trail from Creek, Roseburg, Oregon. And I had to spend 7 days in a hotel alone, and I couldn't walk. So there was an Applebee's in the same parking lot, and I had to eat 2 meals a day at the Applebee's to keep myself from walking very far. That was pretty miserable.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Let me ask you though, is there a worse town or hostel you ever stayed in?
I don't do hostels, and honestly, if I had to talk about one, out of respect for everybody on any trail, I wouldn't badmouth a hostel.
Sure.
My favorite hostel is either Chet's Place or Hiker's Welcome.
Yes.
I met Baltimore Jack at Hiker's Welcome in 2007, and my friend Legion has been taken care of for years. I met him on the PCT, and Pack Rat, the owner of the Welcome, has been very, very nice to me. But I did have a bad experience at that old White Mountain Lodge, the one that's right at Gorham.
Yeah.
I had an unpleasant experience there, but I just thought that they were kind of stiff. I don't know if they really understood it, but it wasn't anything like really.
Would you agree that there's some places along the Appalachian Trail or trails in general that kind of doesn't necessarily belong with hikers? Maybe they don't understand the business model. Would you agree with that?
I would say that there are some places on the trail that at least in my experience, I didn't have a great time, but that doesn't mean that other hikers wouldn't have a great time. I'm pretty particular. I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
I can be abrasive at times.
Yeah, I get it.
So what might not fit me in my hike might fit someone else's hike really great. So again, I don't want to like talk really bad about a place because it might not have been a good fit.
Do you have a scariest moment? Like a moment that made you shit yourself? Excuse me, but a moment that made you say,
Yes.
fuck. Go ahead.
I was climbing up the backside of Gannett Peak in Wyoming by myself, and I almost climbed up this place called Gooseneck Pinnacle. I didn't really know how to get to the summit of the mountain. I'm kind of actually not the greatest at reading maximum times, and I couldn't really figure it out. And I almost got stuck. I almost got frozen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was rock, and I couldn't go up, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go down, and that scared the shit out of me. So I got down.
Yeah, there's nothing scarier, and I can tell these people that's watching right now, there's nothing scarier than climbing up and not knowing how you're gonna get down.
Right, and
Right.
I think a lot of people relate to that feeling, like maybe you've climbed it a little bit out of your range,
Right.
and you almost freeze, right? So for
Yeah.
people that don't know, Gannett Peak is in the Wind River Range off the CBT, and it's the highest mountain in Wyoming, and it's
Sure.
I think it's 14 and change. And so it was very scary.
How
I thought I
many?
was gonna be-
I'm glad you mentioned that. How many 14ers have you went up? Because my 14er record is 0. So I'd like to know, you yourself, you've been everywhere.
I started my first 14er. I was in Colorado on the CDT somewhere.
Yeah.
It might have been Gray's.
Yeah. I lived in Colorado, so I know exactly where you're talking about.
believe-
I just haven't hiked it.
Gray Peak is the 9th highest.
Right.
And then I also bagged Elbert, which is the highest mountain in Colorado.
Man.
I was really hungover when I did that one.
Shit. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Let me ask you, you've done a lot of hiking. Is there any people that stand out as your most memorable people that you've ever met? Because
Yeah.
the Appalachian Trail is known as the People's Trail. And I know you had a bad experience, but
Well, yeah, I mean, I did. Do we want to go into that, or?
we're about to. But I'd like to know the positive people, your most memorable people that matter to you.
I was very, very fortunate on my first hike. I feel like I met a lot of trail personalities that at that time, like from the 90s into the early aughts, there was like a lot of people who were kind of famous, like people like Baltimore Jack. I met Baltimore. Wow, they're like, that's that guy.
Yeah.
I was in Vermont, and I met Lone Wolf, and I met Gypsy. The Lone Wolf lives in Damascus.
We're talking about the lone wolf. We're talking about the lone wolf that's on White Blaze and all that shit, right?
Yeah, Whitebeard.
Yeah.
He has an abrasive online personality, but in person, the guy's at least from what I know. We had a great time back in 2007. It was open. I met him in Vermont. Like, when you get down here, give me a call, and I did. We teamed up with Pirate. I don't know if you know Pirate from Pirate.
Pirate shuttled me to the liquor store from Neil's Gap. I love Pirate. You know, he took me to Helen, and all he said was, just buy me a 5th. I swear to God. Swear.
I met Pirate near Troutdale.
Yeah.
He was doing the Iron Mountain Trail.
Right. Yeah. Troutdale is that place that has that church way off that you can go to the hostel, right?
Yeah.
That's
awesome. And so I met Pirate in that area, and then I kept seeing him on and off, and we had a great time in Damascus. And then he ran out of he had Pirate's Hostel.
Yeah.
He was taking care of that place for a long time. He's just a character. These are people that are like to me, it's like the fabric of the AT, you know?
I love Pirate. He saw my tattoos on my face and on my hands and on everything. And he looked at me and he said, I've been to prison too. This is what he told me. Swear to God.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I've been to prison too. I get you. And I said,
Yeah.
all right.
I think
You know what I mean?
he's Navy or Marine.
Yeah, he was a Marine. And see, at that time, I was actually, well.
Hey, by the way, everybody.
Huh?
I said happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there.
No, absolutely. And I'm glad you said that because he was a Marine. And me and him talked, and he got to see a little bit of my political side that just was pro-Marine. I respect the Marines. I respect the military or whatever. And so me and Pirate, at that moment, we was having a little drink, and he's just like, shit, if you buy me a fifth, I'll take you to Helen. By the way, I don't know if you've been to Helen. Helen is a fucking magical place. It reminds me of one of the little towns in the snow globe. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's like real German.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can get worst or something.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yes.
I want to ask you, do you have any future plans? Are you going to do any more hiking anytime soon?
I've been billing this as my last through hike.
Really?
For some time at least. It's going to be a while. I financially cannot do it anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I like to live well. My through hike's a bit pricey. And my mom has graciously helped me out a few times.
Yeah.
And she's done. And I need to get my to work. So, but I would like to be like, I like showing up at hostels. I go up to Chet's place still and visit Chet. So I'll be on the trail, but maybe not through hiking the entire PT again, but I'll. Yeah. I've never been to trail days. Damascus.
You've never been to trail days? I haven't either.
Trail days.
All right. You mentioned trail days, so you know we got to get into Damascus.
Yes. Let's do it.
Okay. Everybody that's watching this right now, you understand that I didn't know Craig Johnston. You didn't know Craig Johnston, but I'm glad we know him now. Because what had happened is the owners of Hey Joe's, one of the only 3 restaurants in Damascus. These are literally the only 3 restaurants in Damascus. Decided to assault this man. And I know everybody here knows my political leanings, and they expected me to not side with him. But I do side with him because we are on the Appalachian Trail, and everyone deserves respect. Everyone deserves what I already said in my previous videos. Craig, what happened?
What happened? I was over at MRO and I was hanging out with my friend Lumpy, and Lumpy's a great guy in Damascus, and so isn't Jeff, the MRO. And if anybody doesn't know, that's Mount Rushmore there, right on the trail. And I decided that I was going to go over and at least say hi, maybe food. It was around noontime, so I expected them to be open, but they were closed. So when I came to the door, Henry came to the door and said, "Hey, we're closed, but you can come on." And Henry was the guy saying the bad stuff. And Henry was in there, and I grabbed a seat, and they were having some steak, so I decided to have a cigarette, and they let me get soda, so I grabbed a Mountain Dew, and I sat down, and we started talking, and we were just kind of shooting the shit, excuse my language. And they asked me to DJ. I was playing some music. I don't think they really enjoyed Queens of the Stone Age new album, but I really did. Right. And I had spoken to Joe briefly the other day before. I was like, do you know anywhere I can pick pot? I'm not a big pot smoker. But if I'm on the trail, you're in the woods, you're not bothering me.
First of all, let me say this to you, man. On my regular life, I never smoke weed. On the trail, I'll smoke weed regularly with the people that do. Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and so let me tell you something. What I noticed about Damascus, because I've been to Hey Joe's, I sat there, I had me a drink, and I actually have talked because when I was there, I was at the woodchuck. When I was in Damascus, I was at the woodchuck. Okay. Hey Joe's is literally right around the corner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
And
was
so I've
broken
been
for
there, and there was a chick there with green hair that I remember talking to, and the chick there with green hair, literally, I'm sorry, this is gonna be the first time you're hearing it, and I may sound like I'm snitching, but literally offered me everything in the books, everything, everything. When I say everything, I'm talking about the pussy, the motherfucking everything.
I don't know any good green hair in Damascus, so I think you're safe here.
Yeah. No, and we're going to talk about this because the mayor, well, the person that's going to lose their job at the end of the year, the mayor, has.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope so too. Not only did he come
Could be
out
wrong.
and he said something about you, but he also, at the same time, tried to push my video down and hide what I was saying. Because
Yeah, I actually went on his Facebook wall and demanded an apology from but I want to continue with the story because I know I got a lot of Facebook messages from people they were demanding that I repeat the story word for word, and I didn't want to. And they got mad, and I had people. So I just want to say that I will preface this by saying that I was driving around the trail in the spring, and I stopped in Damascus, and I met with Henry at the Broken Foot, and we had a great conversation. So when I came back hiking, I felt like I knew him, at least a little bit. I didn't know his brother Joe, but I knew Henry, and these are the two owners of it. So I'm sitting there, and I mentioned that I was looking for pot, and Joe had said something like, I can call someone. And I said, oh, great. Call him, have him come down, I'll go get money, done deal, right? He's like, it doesn't work. And I said, well, I'm not buying pot sight unseen. Like, you're not taking my money, coming back with something. I have no idea what
No, I'm with you.
He got mad, and in an Irish accent, I don't think he's Irish, at least not to the extent have it broke. He said, like, get the F out. Now, he was in the kitchen, and Henry was in the front with me, and Henry defended me. Henry said, no, high life's a good dude, leave him alone. And so for like a couple of minutes, I was like, that was really nice of him. Like, this guy's cool. And then Joe came out and was adamant, no, you gotta go. And he went out the side door. And I went to go follow, and Henry was like, you go out there, he's gonna fight with you. I can just tell. And I said, I don't care, I'm going out. So I went outside, and Joe looking for a fight, and I was like, how old are you? Because I'm 44 years old.
Yeah, I'm 37. I'm with you.
I'm too old to be getting in street fights and getting
Right.
arrested and all that stuff that looks like where this was going. So I started walking away, and as I walked away, that's when Henry came out the door as well and was like, hey, Joe, I think he's got some Jew in him. And I just was like, what? So I turned around, I gave him the finger, and I told him to F off, and I kept walking, you know? Because I was like, wow, I didn't even see it going there.
Yeah.
As I started down the street, they started around the corner yelling things or whatever. And that's where you see the video start.
Man, let me say a couple things on this. Because I posted a video, and I took some heat for it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
No, because here's the thing, is that what I saw was a man, Jewish or not, I saw a man being assaulted. I saw a man being said some of the ugliest things. Now, let me make this clear to you. I don't believe in too many victims. I'm not a very victimizing person. Like I typically do not take the sides of victims. It's not my style. But however, I saw the footage. I saw them telling you, fuck you, I'm going to kick your ass, and I hope your people die in an oven.
Right, he said something to the effect like Jewish scum.
Right.
Jewish.
Now,
like you're.
Here's the thing. I could probably, listen, if I met you tomorrow, I could probably come up with a million reasons why I may or may not like you.
Yeah.
But the one thing it's not going to be is that you're Jewish.
Yeah.
And there's probably a million reasons why you may or may not like me.
But is it ever going to be because I'm a white American? No. You see what I'm saying? Is at the end of the day, we're always going to, I can't us on the Appalachian Trail, we do not like to, me personally, I do not like to see minorities of any sort.
But here's the crazy part. The crazy thing about all of this is nobody has heard it. Only a couple people in Damascus actually know because they were there 10 years ago, is that there was a shuttle driver who worked for an outfitter that I will not mention. They called me a Jew bag 10 years ago.
In the same town.
In the same town.
I think we all know who the fucking...
And you can go back 10
I already
years
know.
White Blaze and find the thread.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
I think we haven't connected.
I don't even...
Here we are.
Here's the thing. I'm not even mad because they had some bullshit to say to you. But they came out there and put their hands on you.
No, me neither. I didn't take it that harsh, but the mayor thing really upset me.
Well, yeah, first of all, the fact that these business owners came out there and put their hands on a hiker. I don't give a shit if it's a Jew hiker, white hiker, black hiker.
That's
I don't
insane.
give a shit. Do you see what I'm saying? They came out there and put their hands on you.
Yeah.
And the mayor...
In a town that's supposed to be known for the greatest trail hospitality.
Right. No. And that's why I defended you immediately. Because I'm like, I don't give a shit if he's a Jew, a black, a Caucasian, or whatever. He is a brother to me because he's a hiker. I'm sorry. But you're a brother to me because you're a hiker.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what your nationality is. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Because you know what? We both cook ramen noodles the same way. You know what I'm talking about. And so
yeah, I believe that West had that, right? When we get home, we eat the same fucking food. The ramen noodle.
Now, because I was in Hey Joe's, I don't understand. Because everybody, listen, I was a little hard on dope fiends in my video, and I'm always hard on dope fiends. Now, I understand that people on the Appalachian Trail seek out weed, and I'm okay with that. As I told you earlier, the Republican that's against weed, smoke weed on the Appalachian Trail. Every chance I get.
I've been asking folks for weed for like a week. Nobody has attacked.
I know where you're at. All I'm going to say to you is when you get to Franklin, go to Burger King. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway. I'm going to edit this shit out. I'm going to edit this shit out. Anyway. Burger King or Wendy's. I can't remember which one. Burger King or Wendy's. I think it's Burger King. It's right down the street in Franklin. Anyway. Listen, man, what Damascus had to have been a traumatizing issue because I know as a hiker, you probably expect hiker towns to respect you and be there for you. What did the incident in Damascus, do for you as a hiker?
Well, Bonnie, who owned the Broken Fiddle Hostel, which I really like the hostel, she's a great person. They were really nice and had put me up for a very small amount of money. And I was doing some yard work just on my own volition. And they liked that. So they gave me a place to stay that was very, very cheap. So it was nice because they're fenced in. I felt like I had a compound. After the incident, it almost became kind of a prison. I was very scared. I wasn't scared, but I didn't want to be seen. I felt very uncomfortable. Some people approached me. I'm not going to drop names, but some people who are, one guy who's a recent addition to this, approached me and said that he knew them and knew that they would never say anything like that, and that they had told him that, and other people, that I had called them something Southern redneck, and that's what set them off. And that's totally untrue. what I just repeated to you, honest to God, is really what I saw and heard. And what I was most shocked by the incident itself is how fast they turned. It was like, boom. You know, and I was beside myself. I walked away from the whole thing with the video and went back to my friend Lumpy and said, what do you think of this? And he was like, I don't know. I was like, do you think I should go to the top? He was like, maybe. And so I did. But afterwards, people were really on the attack. People from a woman from Cowboys Facebook messaged me and said something. I can't remember. But everybody was like, you must have done something. And I was just like, what could it be? Like, what possibly that would justify this anyway?
No, and I think that's what everybody was saying. Everybody was saying you must have done something. I said, listen, even if this man asked for weed and it was a drug deal going wrong, even if that was the case, that does not excuse some of the shit was said. Because here's the thing. Let's say me and you today get into
I can see one thing. There was definitely no money in my pocket, and there was definitely no pot on the premises that I know of.
Right. But here's the thing. Even if there was,
a deal gone wrong is not a drug deal.
Right. Even, listen, I understand all that being said, because you should say that. You need to do whatever it takes to preserve your freedom, and I get it. But listen, man.
There absolutely was no drugs on premises, at least that I know of.
Right.
What the boys engage in, I don't know.
Right.
But I wasn't looking at anything else but pot. And
but here's the deal. Even if I come but try to buy weed from you, and you're like, you fucking cracker honky bitch, okay, what does that got to do? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so in my opinion, what happened, A, was an assault. A, was a flat-out assault. B,
one of them charged with assault.
Yeah.
And both of them charged with disorderly conduct.
And I'm going to tell you the thing that bothered me the most. It wasn't even them motherfucking, excuse my language. It wasn't even them people. It was the mayor's reaction.
Yeah, the mayor's reaction.
The mayor, essentially by publicly saying what he believes you had done wrong. What happened is in that statement, he justified what they did. They said, because this guy was looking for dope, it's okay.
He said I was not so innocent.
Right.
Yeah.
And so essentially what he was saying was, because you was looking for weed in his eyes, that was perfectly okay. That deserved everything you got in that video. What are your reactions to the man?
Well, so first of all, I left Hey Joe's and went to a friend's and consulted with him, uptown into another hospital. And the mayor called that hospital with me to ask me to take the video off of Facebook twice. That I was very conflicted by, because even though Damascus,
hold on, we're having a technical difficulty. We're having a technical.
Sure.
Let me make sure you're all right here.
Okay.
No, maybe it's on my end, maybe it's not. But I just want to make sure before we continue, because this is the important part of the story. I want to make sure we got everything right. All right, go ahead.
Right. So, even though Damascus is a small town, you have a guy who's the mayor. So you automatically, I felt some kind of pressure.
Right.
I felt conflicted. I was like, should I take the video down? Because I didn't want it to go.
Sure.
I thought you should. But the second time he asked, I took it off of Facebook. And at that time, it already had legs. And it was on World Stuff. I didn't set it to World Stuff. I don't know how it got.
Did you expect it to go like that, though?
To an extent, because of the atmosphere that we have going on these days, with Charlottesville happened. Sure. Yeah, maybe. I got tons of calls for interviews. I got calls from Israel for interviews. Which
really?
Yeah. Like 2 or 3 champions from Israel contacted me. They wanted a Skype. And I said no.
By the way, I just want you to understand that all of us on the right, we don't necessarily feel that you deserve what you deserve, what you got. You see, right. I'm on the right. I'm a Trump supporter 100%. And I'm
there's always time, but
right. But what I just want you to know, so you can walk along your life with this and not think that all of us are the same.
You're the only person doing any kind of interview with. This is it.
Yeah. So, I just want you to know. I just want you to know that no matter how much on the right I am, I'm with you. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Because anyone, none of us should ever be judged or attacked based on our race, whether or anything, or our religion. I'm an atheist. So
and it took some time to sink in. I wasn't very upset at first. I got further away down the trail. I got more pissed off. I get really pissed off.
I know you did, and I kind of want to talk about that a little bit. You went through some emotional things, and I'm not going to just elaborate. But what I want you to do is, what went through your head, man? How did it affect you?
Sorry, my battery's down. Continue. I fell into pretty bad depression. Yeah. 3 weeks removed from it. I got really upset. I almost quit and went home the other day and got done. But I found a dog. It scared me up. So that was nice. Somebody lost a dog, and I was able to catch in the Smokies right around dusk, and got the dog to sleep with me in my sleeping bag. We actually had to camping. I didn't make it to my shelter because and we went camping in the Smokies, which is like that. That's kind of up.
Yeah.
And then I went to meet the owner at Newfound Gap, and they took me into Gap. That's when I really kind of hit the bottom for a little bit. I'm back.
Well, let me ask you something. You're actually getting close to me. I'm actually 9 miles from Blood Mountain, so you're actually getting close to me. Let me ask you, when you get down here, will you accept my offer to come stay a night in my house and hang out and just no recording, no nothing? Will you come here and are you willing to stay a night and hang out?
I don't like to make plans because I usually break them, but right. I will strongly consider saying yes to that.
When you get to Neil's Gap, I'm literally 8.3 miles from Neil's Gap.
Very cool. So we should definitely hang.
Yeah, and even if the plan is for me to come hike with you, I'll do that too. So however you want to do it, man. So let's get back into Damascus for a split second because
sure.
I think we've let him off the hook here today. I think that
those guys are.
Huh?
Those guys are in a lot. They're in jail right now.
Yeah, and I think they should be. So
they've been held for about 3 weeks.
And so I think we need to let them alone. But the mayor's the problem. The mayor tried to cover this shit up. I don't care what anybody says. The mayor tried to cover this shit up, and I guarantee you he went under a false pretense and commented on my video. I know this because there was certain people that commented.
Press release. He kind of backtracked on the original statement and then was like, I just don't want people like Richard Spencer showing up here. And I thought that was a comment.
I'm as Richard Spencer as it gets, and I'm on your side. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay,
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. You know what I'm saying? But what I am saying is, listen, man.
Because I just want to for the record, Richard Spencer's a fucking pussy.
Yeah,
You are
he
not.
is. And he is. He is. I'm not going to. Here's the thing. I think people got the wrong idea about white nationalists. I think they mistake white nationalists with the KKK, and I think there's a huge problem with that. And I talk about it in other channels. I don't think they understand that people that are just simply proud to be white. Now, don't get me wrong. Richard Spencer's a dick. But I don't think he's doing nothing wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. You can probably show me interviews that he said some bullshit. You know what I mean? And
I try not to.
Yeah. But all I'm saying is look, I'm a white dude. So white people talking about white people's success, I don't have a problem with. I'm a white guy. Just like I'm sure you don't have a problem with Jewish people talking about Jewish success.
I'm not. I have a Jewish mom. That makes me Jewish, but I wasn't raised Jewish whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to relate. But as far as this is concerned, Jewish man in Damascus that was assaulted. I would rather the press say something like photographer and thru hiker Craig Johnston was assaulted, but all that came out was a Jewish guy.
No, and you're right. And here's the thing. First of all, race or not, I respect you for your accomplishments. And I'm glad you mentioned the photography because I think it's time that we get into it. We've spent enough time on this bullshit. Craig, one of the things that's great about you is that you take the opportunity, you take the time, you take the energy to grab the moment. And I want to talk a little bit more about that. What drives that passion?
You know, I've always been into art. I was a younger kid. I used to do graffiti in Boston. I'm a skateboarder. I used to draw a lot. And somehow during my life, I was kind of pulled away from these things that I'm very passionate about. I bought a camera to do the PCT with. I deemed that it was too heavy. And then I sat in the house with a pretty expensive DSLR. And I ended up taking it to Newport Folk Festival a couple of years later and getting some photos that my friends were just like, you need to pursue this. And I started connecting with important people. I feel like it brings out that kind of emotional side of myself. I'm somehow able to connect with my subjects and my craft in a very honest and intimate way. And I really enjoy it. And actually, this hike was supposed to be a portrait project. Whether or not it will actually become a book like I had hoped it to be is yet to be seen. Got to get home and look at the photos and see what I got. I'm pretty critical of myself. That it has to be ace in the hole or nothing. It really is.
I don't blame you. Let me ask you, man, how long you been taking pictures?
It's been 3 years now. I shoot almost like 99% portraiture of people. I've shot some somewhat famous musicians like the former bassist of Interpol, Carl Dengler, Andrew W.K., and others, Modest Yahoo, a Jewish musician. I got to go backstage and shoot portraits of Modest Yahoo on New Year's Eve in Portland, Maine, which was really cool. I just keep going with it. I keep pushing and keep producing the best work I possibly can.
Excellent. So let me ask you, you've been a lot of places, and we've talked about your favorite places you like to go. What is your favorite place on the AT or anywhere that you've shot that you like, this is the beautiful picture that I've ever had?
You know, on the AT, I really love Virginia.
Really?
Gorgeous. Yeah. Virginia and Maine, like my two favorite states, which is kind of crazy, right? But
you're talking about just McAfee Knob or the rest of Virginia?
Oh no, like all of it. Chestnut Knob, Shenandoahs.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of places.
Touche.
Really love
Touche. That I'm not mad at that. Have you ever missed something as you were hiking or anything that you're like, shit, I wish I would have had the camera?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. I knew you'd say that.
All the time. Battery's dead on my iPhone, or the camera's buried in my backpack. It's like, really, yeah, there's a lot of things. I could spend years and years regretting these.
Give me an example. Give me the one thing you wish you would have had and that you regret the most for not being able to capture.
My first hike, I didn't get a traditional McAfee knob photo. There was nobody else there, and when someone took my picture, they took my picture facing the cliff, like
Shit.
my back to the cliff.
You talking about
Sideways.
Yeah.
So it just looks like me standing on a mountain. It's not
right. So
Yeah,
so
you don't
so you
get
didn't
that.
get the picture from the other cliff with you on the
Right. I cliff like 50 feet to my left, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it was fun, and I was facing the wrong way.
Fuck. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck. I know that sucked, man.
Yeah, but you know, I got the miles and I got the smiles to go with it. I'm not. And yeah, hopefully, you know, I get 190 miles of this to still be some portraits to be made in Franklin.
Well, let me ask you something, man.
Yeah, gotta get one in Ron Haven.
Ron Haven. You talking
Yeah.
about Boss Hogg from Dukes of Hazzard? Ron Haven. See, I got a
The
long
red-
history of Ron Haven.
Not Joe Ray himself.
Motherfucker. Let me ask you something, man. Because as you're getting closer to here, I just want to talk about this. You've done a lot, man, and you're a legend. Do you?
Thank
And
you.
all of a sudden, you came out into the media or the
Yeah.
hiking world for the wrong reasons. What would you like
Yeah.
these people to know about you for real? That maybe they don't know about you.
That I'm just like everybody else. That, you know, I have my good days, I have my bad days, but I wouldn't wish what happened to those guys and what happened to me on anyone. I'd prefer to keep them out of jail and that it never happened. You know? I don't want to see anybody go to jail. That sucks.
Do you believe it's a problem on the Appalachian Trail?
The racism?
Yeah.
I heard about it. I heard that a neo-Nazi flip-flopped this week. And I asked if anybody punched him, and I was told no. So that was disheartening. But overall, I think DAT has its problems like anywhere else. And for all that could go wrong or has happened on the AT, it's a much safer place than a lot of other places. And it's a very enjoyable experience. And I think that there's an alarming amount of racism on the AT. And I think there's enough good people on the AT to combat the bad stuff.
Would you agree that on the AT, you're
It's
more
concerning,
likely
but
you're more likely to find people like myself who don't necessarily agree with you politically or any of those ways that are going to defend you and have your back than most areas of real life. You know, because we're both hikers. I don't care what your political preference is. I got your back because you're a fellow hiker. Would you agree that the AT is mostly like that?
in what terms? I'm sorry?
The fact that I believe that most of our beliefs that go on in real life, like for instance, me and you in real life will probably have very different political beliefs. But
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
But to me, I don't care about that because you're a brother of mine because you're a hiker and I will go to bat for you. Would you believe the majority of the AT is like that? Where we don't care what you believe. The fact that you're a hiker means we'll go to bat for you. Have you experienced that or no?
Not to everyone, but with the right people. Everybody gets together on the AT. They find common ground with their group or whatever you want to call it, their clique. You got your good, your bad out there. Some people will go to bed. Some people, they're hiking and they're like, "Hey, man, I didn't come here for the heat. Keep me out of it." But yeah, I mean, people should each other's back.
See, I don't understand that.
Important.
I don't understand that because listen, I'm as pro-white as can get, but I'm pro-white, of course, because I'm white. I presume you're pro-Jewish. But
no, I'm pro-human.
Right. No, I agree with that.
For humanity and for people to treat each other as humanely as possible.
We're on the same page. I feel the same way. And so what I was saying though is that for me, I feel like if I met you out on the trail, that's why I just offered you an invite into my house.
Very nice.
It's because I feel like if I would have met you on the trail, I don't give a fuck if you. I wouldn't even notice that you're Jewish, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what Jews look like. You see what I'm saying? You got a beard and a hat.
Yeah,
I don't know if maybe it's because I'm not that racist, so I wouldn't have noticed enough to give a shit. Let me just say that. You know what I mean? Like and even if somebody would have told me, "Hey, that's a Jew," I would have been like, "Who the fuck gives a shit?"
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Is he rolling out? Is he rolling up or am I rolling up? That's all I want to know. So I still to this day do not understand the animosity towards you or Jewish people. I don't understand what you did wrong.
I think in relation, or I mean, that's my little. Whether these guys are really deeply racist or not, I do not know. I think it was an attempt to try to personally upset. They thought they were going to get a rise out of me by saying something.
Right. I agree with that.
Those words don't make me like start fighting. I might give you an FU. I might give you the middle finger. But I'm not going to war over someone telling me that I'm Jewish scum.
Right.
Because it's childish. If they can't handle themselves and act humanely, and keep it cool, that's not my problem.
It's not.
I got other things.
No.
Frankly, care. But when the victim blaming started happening is really what upset me. That the people were attacking me on Facebook. The people were private message me, and then tell me that I'm not telling the truth and then something else went on more than what I said happened. And I didn't know what to do. Like, well, if I'm telling you the truth and you don't believe it, I don't know what to do with that.
Well, let me tell you why I think some people may have said that. Is that because I think you expanded it to your whole Triple Crown. And I think you said, well, racism happened here and here and here outside of just this Damascus issue. And I think some people may have said, why is he expanding it? And even I looked at it and I was like, why is he mentioning the racism on the PCT? Right now we're talking about Damascus. And so I understand why you did it. But I'm also trying to explain to you why I think some people may have took it a little bit deeper. I disagree with them because I stand with you in Damascus.
I had a small incident on the PCT in Bishop, California. that lasted about 2 seconds. I just told the guy to shut up, and he shut up.
Right.
I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but if I did, like, you know, it's isolated, man. You don't know. Someone
know
looks
what?
at
And
you and they want to get.
I
they're
may
gonna
have
use
just
whatever
fucked
they
up.
think get under your skin with.
I may have just fucked
You
up.
know?
This may have been something you told me in personal. And you know what? I may have just fucked up.
Yeah.
I apologize.
There's a group of people there. I forget what they're called, the Clampers.
Yeah.
And one of the Clampers said something to me at a karaoke bar in Bishop, California. I told him to shut up at the end of it. So I don't know if I had mentioned that. But
you know,
it's all people trying to get in. They see you and they probably think you're like me. They probably see me and maybe they think like I'm a smart guy and they're insecure and they want to get in my skin. I don't know, but
well,
that's
here's
how it
the
goes.
thing. Most of the time, I think people that whine and cry about things like this are just victimizing themselves. But don't take me wrong when I say this. I actually side with you.
I don't.
Huh?
I said I don't know. You know.
Right.
Here's
Here's the thing. I made the video because I stand with you because I think you were done wrong, and I have a huge problem with someone that does not deserve it. You're a regular hiker like me. I do not care what your race is, what your religion is. I don't give a shit. Are we going to drink a beer together or not? That's all I give a fuck.
I don't drink anymore.
Well, it doesn't matter. But my bottom line is, are we gonna eat a burger? Are we not? I don't give a shit. So what? We can kosher this motherfucker out.
We might have to smoke a blunt together.
I'm in. So, you know what? I'm going to admit it now. All you motherfuckers that heard me saying, don't peen this, don't peen that, I'll smoke with him because that's what I do. I occasionally smoke with people, and I just do not admit it freely because I don't want to go to jail. But I'm going to smoke a blunt with this man.
It's legal in Massachusetts where I'm from. I don't smoke at home.
Yeah.
Me come here like sounding like I'm a big pot smoker, kind of weird because I really don't smoke a lot.
None of us are. We go on a trail and we smoke because it's a fucking free moment. We get high. When we go back home, we put on a suit and tie and we go to work. Am I right or wrong?
I put on my camera.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So here's my thing, Craig. I'm glad you finally took the time to be with me and do this interview.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm honored. Because here's the thing. Unfortunately, this interview got clouded by the whole Damascus thing. Instead of me interviewing a triple crowner. To me.
I've been wanting to come back and talk to you some more.
And I would love that because here's the thing, Craig. My respect for you goes, fuck this Damascus thing. You lived a life that I live every single day trying to achieve. You're a triple crowner. You have done my dream. And for me, I just want you to know this. I respect what you've done. I'm sorry you had to deal with what you had to deal with in Damascus. Race, no race, Jew, white, I don't give a fuck. You're one of my heroes, and I appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not a problem.
If people want to check out more of my work, I am on Instagram. It's Craig William Johnston, as well as I have a Facebook page and Craig William Johnston. So that's all my photography.
All right. So just I know we're having a little bit of lag on the Facebook, so I just want to make it clear. We have social media, which is Instagram. Facebook, we've heard. I'm going to have you repeat it. Do you have a YouTube? Do you have any other social medias? Go ahead and repeat them all right now because I want my people to hear it.
Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, Craig William. That's it.
Craig William Johnston. Listen, I talked about it all this time, and the people on my personal Facebook knew I was going to talk to Craig. I'm honored. And Craig, you got a friend here. I know you're on your way towards me. Let me cook you dinner. Let's enjoy time together. When you get here, you know my Facebook, you know my Skype, and I'm gonna give you my phone. I'm gonna give you my phone number when we get off here.
Great.
You're in my area, bro. Let's hang out. Let's do our thing, at least for one night. Craig, any final words for everybody watching?
For watching, and hopefully you go and check out my photography.
Craig Johnston photography. Check him out. And we didn't talk about it a lot. Do you feel we left anything out, man? Because I don't want to leave it out. Do you feel we left anything out here?
No, I think we're good, man.
Yeah. And here's the thing. You guys are going to see Craig back. We're going to talk again. Right now he's hiking. He's at Fontana Dam. He's at Fontana. Please. Go enjoy yourself. You paid a lot for the motherfucking lodge, and I know that because I've been there. So maybe once he gets done with the trail, or maybe if he hikes to me in person,
we can do it. Yeah.
Yes, and if not, you let me know when you're in Neil's Gap. I'll come talk to you. Maybe we can sit down for an hour.
Sounds great.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Craig, I appreciate this, man. I hope you feel better about coming on and doing this.
I do.
Yeah, because it took us a while. Don't get me wrong, it took us a while. Craig, man, you got a friend here, man. I love you, bro. I'm here with you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I'll talk to you next time, bro.
All right, good night.
All right, good night.
Bye, bitches.